In the heart of the dense forest, where shafts of sunlight filtered through the canopy, young Renix ventured farther than he ever had before. His fur, a mix of russet and white, blended perfectly with the autumn leaves that carpeted the forest floor. As he padded quietly among the trees, the air was filled with the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant calls of woodland creatures. It was on this serene day that Renix stumbled upon a clearing he had never seen. In the center stood a figure unlike any he had encountered, a human. The human, clad in earth-toned clothing and a leather pack, appeared lost in thought. Renix's sharp senses caught the unfamiliar scent of the human mingling with the natural aromas of the forest. Cautiously, Renix observed the human from behind the cover of bushes. The human seemed at peace, her gaze fixed on the sky as if searching for something among the shifting clouds. Renix's heart raced with both curiosity and trepidation. Humans were rare visitors in these parts, and their reputation among the creatures of the forest was mixed. Some spoke of their kindness, while others warned of their unpredictability. Renix debated whether to reveal himself or retreat back to the safety of the village, but his adventurous spirit won over his caution, and with a deep breath he stepped forward, rustling the leaves beneath his paws. The sound caught the human's attention. She turned swiftly, her eyes locking onto Renix with a mixture of surprise and intrigue. Renix froze, his eyes wide with uncertainty. The human's expression softened into a gentle smile, a smile that seemed both reassuring and mysterious. "Hello there," the human called out in a voice that carried warmth and sincerity. "I didn't expect to meet a forest dweller like you out here." Renix hesitated, then cautiously approached, his tail flicking nervously behind him. I'm Renix," he finally stammered. "Who are you?" The human's smile widened. "I'm Ilara," she replied, her gaze unwavering yet kind. "I come from a village not far from here. What brings you to these woods, Renix?" Thus began an unexpected encounter that would set the course for Renix's journey beyond the familiar boundaries of his forest home. As the two conversed, Renix's initial apprehension began to melt away, replaced by a growing curiosity about this enigmatic human and the world she represented. As Renix and Ilara conversed in the clearing, Renix found himself drawn to the stories of the human's travels and experiences. Ilara spoke of distant lands, towering mountains, and vast rivers, painting vivid images with her words. Renix listened intently, captivated by tales of places he had only dreamed of. Ilara, sensing Renix's curiosity, encouraged him to share his own experiences of life in the forest. Renix described the village where he lived, nestled amidst the ancient trees, and the daily rhythms of foraging, hunting, and communal gatherings. Ilara's eyes sparkled with genuine interest as she learned about the customs and traditions of Renix's woodland community. Despite their growing camaraderie, Renix couldn't shake the underlying caution instilled in him by the elders of his village. Humans, they warned, were powerful and unpredictable beings. Renix had heard tales of humans who wielded magic, crafted tools with ingenuity, and tamed fearsome beasts. He wondered what skills and secrets Ilara possessed. Ilara, sensing Renix's hesitance, reassured him with gentle words and gestures. She demonstrated her bowmanship by effortlessly shooting an arrow into a distant tree trunk, hitting a small target with unerring accuracy. Renix watched in awe, realizing the extent of human prowess. Days turned into weeks as Renix and Ilara continued their encounters in the forest. They shared meals of wild berries and roasted nuts, explored hidden trails, and exchanged knowledge about their respective worlds. Ilara taught Renix about navigation by the stars and the art of crafting makeshift tools from natural materials, while Renix showed Ilara the secret paths and hiding spots known only to the forest dwellers. Despite their growing bond, Renix remained mindful of the warnings he had heard about humans. Ilara, however, defied the stereotypes. She treated Renix with kindness and respect, patiently answering his questions and acknowledging the wisdom of his forest-dwelling community. As the days passed, Renix realized that Ilara was not just a formidable human traveler. She was a friend who genuinely cared about him and the creatures of the forest. Yet a lingering thought remained in Renix's mind, a reminder that humans, for all their virtues, possessed an inherent power that demanded both respect and caution. Their friendship continued to deepen, setting the stage for unforeseen challenges that would put their bond to the test. Renix would soon discover firsthand why one should tread carefully when crossing paths with a human. As Renix and Alara's friendship deepened, they spent more time together exploring the forest and learning from each other. Ilara shared stories of her encounters with various creatures during her travels, some heartwarming, others perilous. Renix, in turn, introduced Ilara to the intricate web of life within the forest, from the playful sprites that danced among the ferns to the wise old owls that watched over the woodland at night. One evening, as they sat by a crackling campfire under the starlit sky, Renix asked Ilara about the world beyond the forest. Ilara's eyes gleamed with fond memories as she described bustling towns, towering castles, and the vastness of open plains stretching to the horizon. Renix listened, his imagination ignited by the wonders of Ilara's tales. Their bond transcended language barriers. Renix learned to interpret Ilara's expressions and gestures, and Ilara understood Renix's moods through the subtle twitch of his whiskers or the flick of his tail. They communicated not only with words, but with shared experiences and unspoken understanding. One day, when a sudden storm swept through the forest, Renix found himself in trouble. Disoriented and struggling against the fierce winds, he sought refuge beneath a dense thicket. Ilara, sensing Renix's distress, tracked him down and guided him to safety. Renix, grateful for her unwavering support, realized the depth of trust he had placed in this human companion. As their friendship flourished, Renix shared more about the customs and beliefs of his village. Ilara listened attentively, fascinated by the rich tapestry of traditions woven into the fabric of woodland life. She respected the villagers' connection to nature and their harmonious way of existence. Despite the warmth of their companionship, Renix remained cautious, mindful of the warnings passed down through generations. He had seen firsthand Ilara's skills with the bow and her resourcefulness in the wild. Humans, he understood, possessed an innate power that could sway the course of events, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Nevertheless, Renix cherished the moments spent with Ilara, treasuring the friendship that bridged the gap between their worlds. Little did they know that their bond would soon be tested by unforeseen challenges lurking on the horizon, challenges that would require courage, unity, and unwavering trust in one another. One peaceful morning, the tranquility of the forest was shattered by the distant sounds of commotion. Renix and Ilara exchanged worried glances as the echoes of panicked voices reached their ears. Without hesitation, they raced back towards the village, their hearts pounding with apprehension. As they emerged from the dense foliage, a scene of chaos greeted them. Villagers hurriedly fortified their homes while others gathered weapons, rudimentary spears and bows made from sturdy branches and woven vines. The air was thick with tension and fear. "What's happening?" Ilara asked, her voice laced with concern. Renix, scanning the scene, quickly learned of the impending danger. A band of marauding creatures from a neighboring land had crossed into the forest, driven by hunger and aggression. Their intent was clear. They sought to pillage and plunder the peaceful village. Ilara wasted no time. Drawing her bow, she stood beside Renix, her eyes steely and determined. "We must defend your village," she declared. Renix nodded, his fear masked by resolve. He had seen Ilara's skill with a bow, but now he witnessed her readiness for battle. Together, they joined the villagers in preparing a defense. As the marauders approached, a fierce skirmish ensued. Ilara's arrows struck true, felling adversaries with deadly accuracy. Renix darted between the trees, using his agility to outmaneuver larger foes. The villagers fought valiantly, their determination fueled by the need to protect their homes and loved ones. The battle raged on, each moment fraught with tension and uncertainty. Renix felt the weight of his village's survival resting on their shoulders. Ilara's presence was both reassuring and awe-inspiring. She was a force to be reckoned with, a testament to the capabilities of humans. Together, Renix and Ilara fought as one, their skills complementing each other. Amidst the chaos, a bond formed not only between them, but among all who stood united against the invading threat. The marauders, faced with unexpected resistance, eventually retreated, leaving the village scarred but defiant. As the dust settled and the villagers tended to their wounded, Renix looked at Alara with newfound admiration. She had proven herself not only as a friend, but as a formidable ally in times of crisis. Yet, Renix couldn't shake the realization that humans wielded power that extended far beyond their physical capabilities. The events of that day left an indelible mark on Renix's perception of humans. He understood that while Alara fought for what was right, others like her could wield their strength for darker purposes. As the village began to rebuild and recover, Renix wondered what new challenges lay ahead, and how he and Alara would face them together. In the aftermath of the skirmish, a period of uneasy calm settled over the village. The villagers, though relieved by their victory, remained vigilant, wary of further threats looming on the horizon. Renix and Alara spent their days helping with the village's recovery efforts, repairing damaged structures and bolstering defenses. It was during this fragile peace that unsettling news arrived. A powerful warlord from a distant realm had taken an interest in the forested lands. Tales of the village's defiance against the marauders had reached the warlord's ears, sparking a dangerous curiosity. Rumors spread like wildfire, painting a picture of a ruthless ruler determined to expand his dominion. Alara's expression darkened as she listened to the villagers' hushed conversations. She understood the threat posed by a warlord hungry for conquest. Renix, too, sensed the looming danger, recalling Alara's earlier warnings about the ambitions of humans with power. One evening, as they sat near the village's perimeter, Renix voiced his concerns. "What will we do if the warlord comes?" he asked, his eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. Alara's gaze was steely, yet resolute. "We will stand our ground," she replied, her voice tinged with determination. "Together, we are stronger than any force that seeks to oppress." Renix nodded, heartened by Alara's unwavering resolve. However, he couldn't shake the gnawing fear of the unknown. The warlord's emissaries soon arrived, demanding the village's submission, a chilling reminder of the threat lurking beyond the forest's edge. The villagers convened, deliberating their course of action. Some advocated for appeasement, fearing the warlord's wrath, while others echoed Alara's call for defiance. Renix observed the tension among his kin, grappling with conflicting emotions. Alara, sensing the village's apprehension, addressed the assembly. "We cannot yield to tyranny," she declared, her voice ringing with conviction. "If we do not stand up now, we risk losing everything we hold dear." Renix stood by Alara's side, his determination mirrored in her unwavering stance. Together, they rallied the villagers, inspiring hope and solidarity amidst the encroaching darkness. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test their resolve like never before. As the warlord's forces gathered on the horizon, Renix steeled himself for the imminent clash. He knew that the outcome would not only shape the fate of his village, but also redefine his understanding of the complexities of human nature. With Alara by his side, he vowed to confront the approaching storm head-on, prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The days leading up to the warlord's arrival were fraught with tension. Renix and Alara worked tirelessly alongside the villagers, preparing for the inevitable confrontation. The forest echoed with the sounds of axes shaping wooden barricades and archers honing their aim under Alara's watchful guidance. Renix observed Alara's meticulous planning and leadership, marveling at her unwavering determination. She had earned the villagers' trust, and her presence instilled a newfound sense of courage among them. As the warlord's forces drew closer, Renix took on the role of scout, venturing beyond the village's borders to gather intelligence. He monitored the enemy's movements, mapping out potential strategies to counter their advance. One moonlit night, while on reconnaissance duty, Renix stumbled upon a hidden encampment of the warlord's scouts. Concealed among the shadows, he overheard their conversations, a chilling glimpse into the warlord's intentions. His heart raced as he relayed the information to Alara and the village elders. Alara's expression hardened upon hearing Renix's report. "They mean to intimidate us into submission," she remarked, her voice tinged with steely resolve. "But we will not falter." The following day, the warlord's envoy arrived at the village gates, clad in armor adorned with the insignia of conquest. Renix stood alongside Alara and the villagers, their collective gaze unwavering in the face of looming adversity. The warlord's emissary spoke with arrogance, demanding the village's surrender and tribute to the warlord's dominion. Alara stepped forward, her presence commanding attention. "We will not yield to tyranny," Alara declared, her voice ringing clear and defiant. "This village stands united against oppression." The emissary scoffed, his expression a mix of disdain and amusement. "You underestimate the might of our lord," he retorted, his tone laced with thinly veiled threats. Renix felt the tension in the air, the weight of impending conflict hanging heavy upon them. He glanced at Alara, whose gaze remained unwavering, her resolve unshaken. As the standoff continued, Renix realized the significance of their defiance. They were not merely fighting for their homes, but for their autonomy and dignity. With Alara's leadership guiding them, Renix felt a renewed sense of purpose, a determination to protect their way of life against forces that sought to impose tyranny. The stage was set for a decisive battle, where courage would be tested, alliances forged, and the true nature of human resilience revealed. Renix knew that the outcome would shape not only the village's destiny, but also his own understanding of the complexities inherent in the human spirit. As the warlord's forces encircled the village, tension hung thick in the air like a storm waiting to break. Renix stood shoulder to shoulder with Alara and the villagers, their resolve unyielding despite the overwhelming odds. The clash seemed inevitable, a test of courage and determination. Alara coordinated the defenses with precision, positioning archers strategically while organizing groups of fighters to defend key points. Renix assisted where he could, utilizing his knowledge of the forest to set traps and create diversions. Every villager contributed to the preparations, driven by a shared sense of purpose and defiance. When the first clash erupted on the outskirts of the village, Renix's heart raced with a mix of fear and adrenaline. Arrows flew through the air, finding their marks with deadly accuracy. Ilara's leadership was evident as she guided the defense, her voice calm yet authoritative amidst the chaos. Renix darted between trees, using his agility to gain vantage points and relay information to Alara. He witnessed firsthand the ferocity of the warlord's forces, humans clad in armor, wielding weapons forged for battle. The enemy's determination was matched only by the villagers' resilience. As the battle raged on, Renix felt a surge of pride and camaraderie among his kin. They fought not out of aggression, but out of necessity, to protect their way of life and preserve their freedom. Alara's presence inspired them to stand firm, their spirits unbroken despite the odds stacked against them. In the midst of the chaos, Renix and Alara fought side by side, their bond a testament to the unity forged in the face of adversity. They anticipated each other's movements, their trust unspoken yet profound. Renix marveled at Alara's prowess, her skill with the bow a sight to behold as she guided their defense with unwavering determination. Hours passed like fleeting shadows, the sounds of battle echoing through the forest. Renix's fur was matted with sweat and dirt, his muscles aching from exertion. Yet he pressed on, fueled by the shared courage of his companions. Finally, as dusk descended and the enemy's ranks began to falter, a rallying cry echoed through the village, a cry of victory. The warlord's forces, faced with relentless resistance and unwavering resolve, retreated into the shadows from whence they came. Renix stood amidst the aftermath of the battle, breathing heavily yet filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. Beside him, Alara surveyed the scene with a mixture of relief and pride. The villagers celebrated their hard-earned triumph, their spirits uplifted by the unity that had carried them through. In the quiet aftermath, Renix looked at Alara with deep gratitude. Together, they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, not only against external threats but against the prejudices and misconceptions that once clouded Renix's perception of humans. As peace settled over the village once more, Renix understood the true meaning of Alara's teachings, that while humans possessed immense power, it was their choices and alliances that defined their legacy. Through their shared journey, Renix had learned that one didn't simply cross paths with a human, but could forge an unbreakable bond that transcended barriers and united worlds. The tale of the village's triumph would echo through the forest, a testament to the resilience of those who dared to stand against tyranny and the enduring strength of friendship that bridged the gap between two disparate worlds. And so, Renix and Alara stood as symbols of unity, reminding all who crossed their path that to underestimate a human was to underestimate the very essence of resilience and hope.